Hey crypto friends, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Garrett and welcome to Altcoin Radar. Today guys, I am going to talk to you about how I would personally learn how to trade the market if I had to start over as a completely newbie trader. And towards the end of this video, I'm actually going to even show you how to start, looking for possible trade setups and stuff like that based on the information that I provide you in this video as well. So don't worry, I'm not going to leave you hanging or anything like that. So, and for those of you who are new to this channel and this is the first video you've ever seen of mine, if you are interested in trading crypto and would like to try the same crypto exchange that I use on a regular basis, feel free and go ahead and try the MEXC crypto exchange. You can find a link to it in the description below this video. The reason why I love using MEXC is because, first of all, I've been using it for about 3 years now, and it's been great to me, okay? On top of that, they have over 1,500 altcoins to trade at any given moment. I'm a huge altcoin fan, as per the name, Altcoin Radar. So I trade a lot of altcoins, and MEXC, they've got all the different altcoins out there that you can potentially trade. KuCoin does have a lot, but they only have like 700 or 800. MEXC has about 1,500. So as you guys can see, the more the better in my personal case. Plus, you can trade crypto futures on here as well, and everybody knows when you trade crypto futures, you can make some pretty darn good bank, okay? So with all that said, the very first thing that I want to give you guys is a little bit of history on my own experience with trading, okay? Now, so just bear with me here, all right? I first started trading crypto on Binance back in 2016, and let me tell you, all right, the mindset that I had as a beginner was so toxic to myself. It's not even funny, all right? It's seriously, it's not even funny. I had the mindset of wanting to get rich just as fast as possible. I mean, realistically, that's pretty much anyone wants when they first get into a market like this. You see other people making huge gains all the time, and so you're like, oh, I want to get in on that action too. So you think you can get in on it too. I literally thought it was going to be easy. I really, really did, as any beginner would naturally, right? So without going too much into detail here, without being too boring here, I basically tried trading on my own right out of the gate without a strategy, okay? I literally didn't have any strategy, without any daily or weekly goals set in place, and without knowing, how to do any kind of technical analysis whatsoever. And, I'm a super honest guy, so I'll be straight with you guys. I literally ended up losing over $3,500 of my savings in literally a matter of 7 days. Trying to trade the market without knowing anything or researching anything. And it was a huge mistake. Okay, so when you're coming into this market with no plans, nothing, it's a very huge mistake. You can make you can really lose a lot of money. You really can. However, here's the thing, all right? My failure actually was awesome, all right? My failure actually turned out to be very good for me, simply because I was able to learn a lesson from it, and I was able to come back stronger a year later. So during that year, I pretty much what I did was I basically researched various trading strategies, how to take profit, how to use indicators, all sorts of things related to trading. And I was also, I also created a profit plan for myself as well. And what happened here is when I came back a year later, I wasn't perfect and I wasn't winning a lot of trades, but I was winning more and more as time went on. And I kept learning more and more as time went on as well. Because here's the thing, nobody is born a good trader, okay? That's not how it works. Nobody's born a good trader. It's just like anything else. The more you do something, the more you become better at it, and the more you become more aware of different things, and you just become a better overall person in that specific activity that you're doing. So you can't come into this market and, attempt to trade and be profitable without a plan being set in place. You just can't, okay? If you come into any market, whether it's crypto, stock market, any other market whatsoever, without a plan in place, you're going to end up losing money. Whether it's, right away or, 3 weeks down the road, you're going to end up losing money if you do not have a plan in place. That's just how it works, all right? So with all of this said, I'm going to share with you guys exactly what I would do if I was a beginner again. And hopefully this video will help other beginners who are learning how to trade as well, because I've been trading for 5 years now regularly. Well, not regularly. I mean, I do a lot of swing trades here and there when I do have time. But I've been trading this market on pretty much a regular basis, on pretty much a weekly basis at minimum, for the last 5 years. But I would definitely consider myself an advanced profitable trader nowadays because, simply honestly, I'm winning more trades than I lose nowadays. So, I mean, you realistically, I mean, you do the math there. So the very first thing that I want you to do, that I would actually do, the very first thing that I would do if I were to start over is I would write out my profit goals, okay? Profit goals are extremely important here. So if you're planning on trading on a daily basis or even a weekly basis, you want to create a profit percentage goal that you feel you could reach on a daily or weekly basis, or however often you plan on trading, okay? As an example here, most people I know in the crypto market generally shoot for roughly 3 to 5% in profit per day if they're trading the spot market, and roughly 5 to 10% per day if they're trading the futures market, all right? And both of these figures are very, very, very easily achievable if you are disciplined enough as well. So trust me when I say this, they're very, very possible, all right? But having these types of goals set in place, they keep you focused on the overall goal, okay, rather than being focused on other things that might take your attention away from other things, for instance, Twitter or something like that, all right? Instead of, constantly looking at your phone to look at Twitter, you're more focused on reaching your 3 to 5% daily goal instead. So therefore, it keeps you focused on the profits, all right? This is one of the biggest reasons why it's important to have these kinds of goals, okay? It's a mindset thing, okay? You want to keep your mindset straight, all right? So after you have your daily goals planned out, the next thing that I would do is I would figure out how I'm going to trade, all right? Now, as far as strategy and indicators are concerned, that's pretty much what you want to figure out here. You want to figure out a actual strategy on how you're going to trade, okay? You want to figure out your indicators, which indicators you're going to use, your time frames you're going to use, how often you plan on trading, all those kinds of things, okay? Now, I obviously cannot, tell you what to do because everybody's position, everybody's situation is going to be different. For instance, myself, I more or less do more swing trading, meaning I'm in and out of trades within a matter of 24 to anywhere within 1 day to 7 days usually, or maybe even longer. Sometimes I'm in trades for up to 10 days. Okay, so I'm more of a swing trader rather than an actual day trader. Okay, so therefore the indicators and the time frames that I use are going to be much different from somebody who is day trading and trading off of the 1 hour or 15-minute charts. Okay, now, as far as myself is concerned, because that's the only example that I can give because I'm not everybody else, okay? As far as myself is concerned, in the past 5 years, I have personally tried many, many different trading strategies, and the one that I love most is actually the one that I currently use right now, which is, actually the strategy that I would want to learn and use if I was learning from scratch all over again, okay? So basically, the very first thing that I would want to research and learn is all the different popular charting patterns that traders use, okay? Now, I have made videos already on my YouTube channel. If you are curious about it and you'd like to learn yourself, I have a ton of videos on technical analysis. Well, not a ton, I only have 12 right now, but I have videos on all the different types of most popular charting patterns that are out there right now. So if you want to learn about charting patterns, go to my playlists on my channel and click on technical analysis, and it will show you all of the different technical analysis related videos that I currently have on the channel right now. Okay, so there's that. So you really need to learn the different charting patterns because, as you guys can clearly see, I even have charting patterns opened right here as we speak right now, which we're looking at a symmetrical triangle on Bitcoin's 4-hour chart right now. Okay, so these are the types of things I'm talking about. You want to learn these different types of things, okay? Now, even if I go out to the daily chart right now, as you guys can clearly see, in that 4-hour chart, I had a symmetric triangle. But in the macro view of Bitcoin right now, I have a giant falling wedge, as you guys can clearly see, okay? So this is why it's important to really learn the different types of things like charting patterns and stuff like that, okay? You want to make sure you have a grasp on charting patterns, okay? That is one of the very first things you definitely want to learn because these are more universal and you can use them pretty much everywhere, okay? So just to note real quick, you don't need to spend money on trading courses, okay? This is the next thing that I really want to talk about, okay? Actually, no, before I talk about that, let me back up real quick. Another thing that I want you to research and look up is the strategies that I would use personally. is the charting patterns, and then I would personally research and learn about support and resistance. Okay, support and resistance levels are pretty much levels that other traders across the globe are using on a regular basis, and they are trading off of these support and resistance levels as well. So if everybody else is trading off of these same levels, then if it's working for them, it'll work for you too. So that's kind of the point I'm getting at here as well with support and resistance. Okay, so realistically here, learn charting patterns, learn support and resistance. You can learn all of this stuff from my channel if you would like. I've got all kinds of good, helpful, valuable information in my crypto trading tips playlist and my technical analysis playlist as well. So again, if you want to check it out, go right ahead. Other than that, you guys, the next thing I want to talk about here is, again, like I was just talking about a couple minutes ago, is you don't need to spend money on trading courses, okay? Trust me, okay, guys? These are extremely scammy, okay? You don't need to spend money on trading courses or anything like that, all right? You can learn all of this stuff for free simply by using Google, okay? Either using Google or YouTube or the videos that I just showed you on my channel. There's all kinds of free educational info out there, okay? You don't need to fill your mind with a bunch of BS that some other random paid guy is telling you to do, okay? You don't need to learn any of that stuff, okay? And actually, you know, since, like I was saying, since my channel is since my YouTube channel is an educational channel, you know, like I was saying, I've got a ton of explainer videos, so go ahead and check them out if you want to. So after I learn about charting patterns and support and resistance, and I have a good grasp of support and resistance, the next thing I would want to do is learn how to use the Fibonacci retracement indicator, okay, which again is another super popular indicator that a lot of traders use globally, okay. So pretty much here is how this works, okay. So if we use the Fibonacci tool, which is right here, you pretty much take the swing, you pretty much want to put it on the swing highs and the swing lows, which obviously right here, the current swing high and swing low on the daily chart would be pretty much roughly right around here. Here's your swing high, and then here's you got your swing low, and these are the pretty much the major support and resistance levels we are currently looking at on the Bitcoin daily chart, okay? And as you guys can clearly see, you can clearly see that even on the Fibonacci, with the Fibonacci levels, they pretty much line up very, very well with the other support and resistance lines that I've already put in myself, okay? So that gives you a good indicator to show you that many people around the world are using these levels and trading based on these levels. So this is why support and resistance, and pretty much anything that uses support and resistance, is very, very useful to use when you're trading the market, okay? So that is Fibonacci, all right? And again, I have videos on how to use Fibonacci specifically in these two, pretty much in the crypto trading tips playlist, okay? So in addition to that, you guys, the next thing that, let's see, where am I here? The next thing I would want to learn about after learning about the Fibonacci indicator is I'd also want some sort of momentum indicator as well, such as the popular RSI indicator. So you'll want to learn how to use that as well, which clearly I've got my RSI set down here. There's really not much to RSI. Once you get a grasp of it and understand how it works, you kind of get an idea and feel for it, feel for how it works and stuff. As you guys can clearly see right now, Bitcoin is in a very deep bear market right now. So clearly we are riding the oversold territory right now. So we're way down here. We are due for a correction. We're due for a rally upwards. But realistically, I think we might end up dropping down. I don't know. It could go both ways right now. But realistically, though, based on momentum, we can clearly see that on the RSI, we are way oversold on Bitcoin right now, okay? So learn how to use the RSI indicator. Again, it's a very useful indicator to use, okay? So I know all of this might sound like a lot, but once you really start to get used to it and start using it all on charts on a regular basis, it honestly, you guys, it'll all start to make sense. As you know, again, it's the thing that I was talking about in the beginning. The more you do it, the more you put it to use, the more it starts to make sense, and the more that you start to really, you know, get used to it in your head, all right? So next thing is the next thing after you learn RSI, you'll want to test it out with some ghost trades, okay? Now, ghost trades are basically just areas where you mentally tell yourself, I would buy there, based on your own analysis, and see if the price plays out in your favor. And if it does, then you can go ahead and try with real money after that if you want. But realistically, it's very safe to say that you want to go ahead and you want to do ghost trades, just to get the hang of things, okay? And that really helps you with figuring out what you're potentially doing wrong if it doesn't go in your favor and stuff like that. So again, make sure you're testing things out before you're actually putting actual money into it, okay? Now, if all goes well with your trading, then it's safe to say that you're probably good to go, because there's really not much to it when you have a solid system in place like I just described throughout this whole video, okay? When this solid system is in place, to look at various different opportunities in the market. Now, a couple questions that you might be asking yourself. I know I'm talking a heck of a lot in this video, but again, I like to try to get things out of the way rather than go on and on about things. But a couple questions you might be asking yourself. One might be, which coins should you trade? Okay. You're probably asking, which coins should you trade? Because you're probably looking at my list here and you're probably seeing that I've got a ton of different coins to trade, okay? So here's the thing. My answer to that would be stick to the top 30 coins. Literally stick to the top 30 coins while you're learning. And the reason why I say this is simply because these coins have plenty of daily volume and are less risky to trade than coins with lower volume, okay? Now, what do I mean by coins in the top 30? Stick with the coins in the top 30 on CoinMarketCap, okay? I'm talking about Ethereum, Bitcoin, XRP, Cardano, Dogecoin, Polygon, Polkadot, all the coins that are up to like, the number 30 pretty much, maybe even top 50, okay? Realistically, you want coins that have the most volume, okay? You don't want to be trading coins that are on like page 5 of CoinMarketCap that have little to no volume at all, okay? These coins are very, very risky to trade. And when I say very risky, I mean they are very risky to trade, okay? And they're very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of scam pumps happen with them. And if you are trading them and a scam pump happens and you're not, in the favorable direction of that scam pump, you could end up losing a ton of money, okay? So stick with the coins that have high volume until you start to get used to things and until you start to feel more comfortable with, your overall new trading style, okay? So another question you might be asking yourself would be about how to actually figure out when to buy and where to set stop losses based on these indicators and stuff that I have mentioned in this video. So this is where the video actually gets a little fun because I'm going to actually show you what I do from a very basic standpoint, okay? And this should give you a basic starting point, like to start from, where you're looking for trades and stuff like that. So I'm going to start with a new chart, a fresh brand new chart from straight up scratch, okay? I'm not going to use Bitcoin though, since I've already got a bunch of drawings on here. So we will go ahead with we'll go with Ethereum. All right. So we are on the daily chart. Okay. We're on the daily chart. The very first thing I want to do is I want to find where my main bottom is right now. Okay, which we can clearly see. My bottom, I already have it marked here. The bottom is already down here. That is the very first thing I want to do. I want to find the very, very bottom of the current, of the current range that it's currently trading, that the coin is currently trading, okay? So we can clearly see this is the very bottom right now, okay? The next thing I want to do is I want to find my main support and resistance levels based on the range that we're currently trading, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up here and on TradingView, and I'm going to choose my horizontal line, okay? And I'm basically just going to go here and I'm going to basically mark out all of the swing highs and swing lows, okay? So as we can clearly see here, we've got a good swing low right here. It actually hit it 2 times, so that's a good layer of support right there. So we'll go ahead and mark this one. And then we will go ahead and mark the next one, which would be probably right around in here, because we got this swing low here and this low right here. So we'll kind of go in between the two. So that's another good layer right there. And let's see here. Another one would probably be, there's really a lot on here, but I only want to choose the main ones where I'm seeing a lot of support or a lot of resistance. So right here would probably be a good layer of, well, no, we got to go right here too. So right here would be a good layer of resistance right now, since the coin is trading below this level. And let's see here, we will go again, probably right in, we'll go right in here. Yeah, we'll go right in here. Okay, so we got another layer right there, and we'll go a little even higher than that. We'll just go to this very top one right here, and there we go, okay? So we've got our major levels of support and resistance here. And we also want to take a look at the RSI. Okay, so I already have my RSI in here. Clearly we can see that, current market conditions are currently way oversold. We are way below the we're way below the middle mark of the 50 line right here. So that tells us that we're way oversold, and it's either going to drop violently from here on out, or it's going to, or it's going to reverse and start going upwards, okay? Realistically, we can't, obviously we can't see the future, so we don't know exactly what it's going to do, but here is how I would trade this, okay? So after I've got my support and resistance lines here, and I've got my RSI, and I see where the RSI is at on the daily chart, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and I'm going to take the Fibonacci tool. I use this just for confluence, okay? I use this just for confluence, just to see what could potentially happen, okay? So I go to the swing high, and I take it down to the current swing low that we are currently playing out. Now I'm not going to this low right here because that's not the current swing low that we are looking at and that we're currently trading with right now. That's not the most recent one. This is the most recent one down here. So as we can clearly see, this low right here, as you guys can clearly see, this would be the first, pretty much the first layer of resistance here for Fibonacci traders. Second, third, fourth, and fifth, as you guys can clearly see, right here at the golden ratio, which is 0.618, you can clearly see that we've already got our already resistance line drawn there as well. So clearly that's already marked. So realistically, I just use this for confluence just to see if my support and resistance lines that I made up seem accurate, which they do from what I'm looking at, so that's nice to see. So I'll go ahead and delete this since I don't really need it for anything right now anymore. And then after that, what I am going to do is I am going to make decisions based on how this market currently looks. Okay, I'm actually going to add one more layer here for support, which would be right there at the bottom of this level right here, okay? So realistically, here's what I'm going to do. Here's exactly how I would trade this, okay? So if I'm looking for a swing trade, which is what we're looking for on the daily chart and 4-hour chart, what I'm going to do here is, as we can clearly see here, this candle right here, the current daily candle, is currently almost riding this support level down here, okay, which is what it hit right over here. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to the 4-hour chart just to get just to get some layer of confidence in myself to see where it could potentially go. So as you can see here on the 4-hour chart, we are very close to the support level. Now here's the thing. Here's what I would do. All right. If this candle, which closes in 57 minutes, if this candle closes above this layer of support if this candle closes above the layer of support down here, then I'm going to feel bullish, okay? Now, I'm going to wait for the next 4-hour candle, okay? Now, when that next 4-hour candle happens, let's say the 4-hour candle happens, starts right here, and let's say it goes down. Let's say it goes down and hits this support level and ends up going upwards instead, okay? And then let's say that 4-hour candle closes above this, above the support line. If the next one closes above the support line, then I'm fully bullish and I am going to buy in and hopefully ride it out, and hopefully it goes up to this first layer of resistance, because that's usually what happens, okay? Now here's the thing. If it does not do that, and if it ends up instead, if this candle closes, if this candle keeps going down, if this candle if this current candle, since we're only 57 minutes away, if this current candle, closes right here, and then if the next candle goes straight through, I'm going to set a short order right at the layer or level of the support level, and hopefully I'll be able to catch it on the way down, and I'll be able to ride it down to this next layer and profit down from that, okay, with a short order. So realistically, if I got in from there, from this support or from this layer of support all the way down to this layer, that's a good solid 6% profit right there, okay? So that's pretty much how I would trade there. A lot of this, you guys, has to do with waiting until candles close. This is where a lot of people talk about when you have to be patient in the market. This is what people are talking about. You have to wait for these candles to close to see what could potentially happen next, okay? Literally, you guys, your money that you're making, it's all in the charts. If you're doing everything properly and you're understanding support and resistance levels and understanding how and where these candles could potentially go next, you can make some seriously good money in this market, you guys. It's really, really not hard, to be honest with you. It just takes time and understanding to really get a good grasp of what's happening here, okay? So again, a lot of it has to do with these support and resistance levels and where the candles ends and where these candles where these candles end up closing, okay? So very, very important to keep an eye out for where this countdown timer currently is and when the candles are currently closing, okay? So if it closes below the support level, it's probably going to continue to keep going down for a little bit until it reaches this next layer of support. If it goes down and touches this but rejects this support level and starts going up instead, then it's probably going to keep going up and it's going to go up towards this next resistance layer, okay? That's pretty much how it works, you guys. It's literally that simple. But you want to keep an eye on, everything here. You want to keep an eye on your RSI as well, because obviously the RSI tells you if things are currently oversold, which judging by looking at it right now, clearly even on the 4-hour, this coin is currently way, way, way oversold. So that tells you right there that it's more of a higher probable chance of it going upwards right now than it is downwards, just based off of the RSI as well. So keep that in mind also, you guys. Now, I know I have talked about a ton of stuff in this video, and it's probably very confusing, but do not worry. The more you trade with me, the more you watch my videos moving forward, because I'm going to be using this strategy from here on out, from now on. So the more you hear about this stuff, the more you see me using this strategy on a regular basis, the more you will start to understand things, all right? For instance, as you guys can clearly see here, we touched here. Here's a perfect example, actually. Here's a perfect example, all right? We literally went up and we touched this resistance level, but we didn't break through it, okay? Like I was mentioning, it closed below, like we hit it and then it closed below, okay? Then the next 4-hour candle did the same thing. It went straight up and it closed way below. Same thing again. We tried for a third time. It went all the way up to it and it closed. Once again, it was not able to break that resistance level, so it closed below again. And it closed with even less volume than it did, with the previous candle. So that tells you right there that it's going to come down, okay? That tells you right there it's going to end up coming downwards, okay? So again, there's all kinds of different things that these candles can tell you, and it's literally just taking everything one candle at a time. I mean, literally, your profit is right inside of these candles. It's so easy, it's not even funny, you guys. So again, I know that was a lot. That was probably a lot to take in, but I hope that this video was very, very, very informational for you guys, and I really hope that you understand a little bit more on how this all works, okay? I know this video was a little bit longer, but again, I would hope I was able to help some of you who are currently learning to trade the markets. But if you do have any questions or concerns, feel free to ask me anything you want in the comment section down below this video, you guys, and I'll do my best to help out, all right? But overall here, you guys, that is going to pretty much do it for this video, so I will go ahead and wrap this one up. But again, guys, hey, before you guys leave, go ahead and make sure to subscribe to the channel so that you never miss a new crypto and altcoin video from me on a regular basis. And hey, guys, with that said, thanks again for watching, and I hope to see you guys in the comment section down below of my future videos.